Hello, 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 everyone. We still have a few minutes left, but I will, as usual, reveal myself. Okay, let me turn on the chat box so you can write there. Okay. Yes, it's on. The chat box is on. If you maybe have some questions before we start, then you can type them into the chat box and I will do my best to answer them. Hi from Тернопіль, Кривий Ріг. Hello, hello. Moldova, wow. Hello, hello everyone. How are you? How is your summer going? Is everything okay? Хмельницький, hello. Черкаси region, Kherson region, Smila, Dnipro. Yes, it's hot. On the weekend, it was like maybe 33 degrees where I live in Rivne region. It was like it's boiling hot. But yesterday, yeah, we had rain, and the temperature finally gone down. Черкаси, Poltava, I saw a few more, Mykolaiv region, Romny. Yes, it's raining in Moldova. Wow. Well, they are pretty near us, so yeah, hello Kyiv, hello Zakarpattia. Yes, so the weather in Moldova is probably close to the weather in our western regions. But yes, for me right now, it's not hot. Hostomel, hello, Lviv, Borislav, Lviv, Volyn, hello, hello. Yes, it's not hot for me, but it's not raining either. It's like 50-50. It's the perfect ratio for the temperature and for the heat. Yeah, Кам'янець-Подільський, Хмельницький, Дніпро. Very good. I'm very happy to see you all here. Hi, hi. Hi, Olga. Okay, so we are still having people join us. Maybe if you have any questions. Great Britain, am I correct? Doncaster, Great Britain. Wow. We have people all over the world, and it's not like a joke or anything. We really have people all over the world. Вінниця, Харків, Вінниця, sorry, Вінниця, Харків, Миргород, hello, Дніпро. Okay, I usually have a lot of people from Dnipro, from Kyiv, from Kherson region, and also from Western Ukraine. Kyiv, yes, I enjoy seeing all of you, and I also see a lot of familiar names and surnames in the chat box. So I have a little bit of an update when it comes to certificates. So right now we are working on having our certificates with the numbers. So it can be used without any additional clarifications or so on at your school. We will send you our usual certificate for attending the webinar, but hopefully in around 2 weeks' time, we will be able to give you the certificates with the number on it, with the serial number on it. We are working on creating the design for the certificate. We are working on making sure that the program will run smoothly without any hiccups, so to speak. And hopefully in 2 weeks' time, you will receive your first certificate from the webinar with the number on it, with the serial number on it. You probably you have probably received the letters from Cambridge about their back to school event. Mironivka, hello. Pokrov, hello. So please register for our back to school events. In the near future you will be receiving emails about back to school from MM publication and from National Geographic Learning. So I hope you will enjoy all of our back to school activities and have fun. Суми, Черкаси, Ірпінь, hello, 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 Рівне, Костянтинівка, Донецьк region, Черкаси, Кривий Ріг, Запоріжжя, yes, Добропілля, hello, hello. Okay, let me check. Lutsk, Donetsk region, Bucha, hello, hello everyone. So, I think we are going to start because as usual, I will be giving you some of my usual information, how to contact me and about the certificates. So I think we are ready to go. We will have people joining in and then we will see what's going on later in the chat box. Okay, so today we will talk about how to create an engaging lesson for the students of the 11th grade. And as you saw from the program for the webinar, I will tell you all about our new course for high school students, and I will show you a sneak peek of the student's book and the workbook for the 11th grade. So, as usual, my contact information. You have my mobile phone on here, you have my email, you also have our Facebook page where you can find all of the latest news from our publishing company. Of course, two of our websites, linguist.ua and publishing.linguist.ua. So, as usual, the certificate will be received in 2 to 3 working days. I will remind you once again, so in 2 to 3 days, you will receive a certificate like the one I'm showing you right here. In 2 weeks' time, maybe a little bit earlier, we will provide you with a certificate that has the serial number on it. We will have those certificates. We will give you all of the instructions how to obtain them. So just wait patiently for that letter. And please, Sergey, okay, Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv. Hello, Kharkiv. Hello, Dnipro. Hello, hello. Please be sure to check your emails, your inboxes to see if you maybe received the letter with the certificate from info@linguist.ua, because sometimes it ends up in the junk box, or maybe you just missed it and haven't opened the letter yet. So please be sure to check all of your folders in your email box. Okay, so our agenda for the day. We will talk more closely about what is student or learner engagement, because in sometimes it's a similar description. These two, I forgot the word, sorry. So sometimes they are similar, but sometimes they can differ depending on the situation. And we will talk about what types of student engagement we have, what types of it exist. So we will also talk about some student engagement strategies and also activities, of course, that we can implement into our work and create all those engaging lessons for high school students. And I will show you a little bit about our new course for high school students, which is called Prepare, Ukrainian edition, grade 10 and 11. The webinar about using Prepare Ukrainian edition grade 10, you already saw from me, if I'm not mistaken, in June. Because time flies so fast, sometimes I even forget what I did a week ago. I remember that a lot of you liked that webinar very much. So right now I'm sort of following it with a webinar for, oh, I see people from Israel even here. Okay, hello. And I know that you enjoyed seeing Prepare Grade 10. So now I will show you a little bit about Prepare Grade 11. So this course will be, is available for the 10th grade, or is already up on our website. And you can order the workbook and the student's book. For the 11th grade, the workbook and the student book will be available closer to September, maybe like at the beginning of September. Okay, so let's see a little bit more. Okay, Tatiana, maybe if you want to ask something, Tatiana Savchuk, then write it in the chat box, because I can't give you an option to speak or maybe do something because of the arrangements. You're welcome. Okay, greetings from Kharkiv. Okay, and so on. So when we talk about student engagement or learner engagement, so according to Glossary of Education Reform, student engagement refers to the degree or the level of attention, curiosity, interest, and of course, optimism and passion that our students show when it comes to the learning process or us teaching them, which of course extends to their levels of motivation when they have to learn something new and the progress in their education. It's not about just the students. The Glossary of Education Reform also adds this little bit of an extract, which says that student engagement may also refer to ways in which school leaders, which we call in Ukrainian language starosty, educators, teachers of course, and other adults might engage students more fully into the governance and decision-making process. So, you know, like the student government at school, yeah? So when teachers give students autonomy on, for example, the Teacher Appreciation Day, or maybe when there's a day where the teachers like relax, fall back, and the student council, they take reins into their hands and they play the role of the headmaster, of the teacher, and so on and so on. So yes, it's not just what people do. Don't worry, Tatiana, it's okay. It's okay. Accidents happen, and sometimes we can click some different buttons. Yes, so student engagement and learner engagement is not, it's not always just what students show when they learn something new. It's more complex than that. And of course, we can have, hello Rivne, Chernihiv, hello everyone. It involves a lot more things than just students learning something and showing how much they are interested in learning something. Of course, how each school defines engagement, learner engagement, student engagement, it varies from classroom to classroom because different teachers have their different levels or maybe values that they want to pass to students. And I think you will agree that each teacher sort of evaluates the engagement of their students differently, because someone sees it as if student often raises his or her hand to give an answer, or maybe they are active in some events outside of school, or maybe because students read a lot or something like that. So each teacher has a different opinion on how to evaluate student engagement and how they see what is going on in student engagement section. Also, when we talk about types of learner engagement, we have, 6 types of those learner-student engagement. So we have cognitive learner engagement, emotional, behavioral, social, physical, and cultural. We will talk a little bit about each of them and what they bring to the table when it comes working with engagement, student engagement. So about the cognitive type. So it's often called intellectual engagement. It's when students show their excitement, their engagement into the learning process by the way of their thinking process, because they are curious about what is going on during the lesson. They ask questions. They learn more than just you give them. So, for example, when some teachers say that you can read or watch those additional materials, those students will do that. So they want to learn as much as they can. Okay, the emotional type. So the emotional type of engagement is, of course, when students have a positive outlook on their educational experience. So how can we tell, that the student is emotionally engaged into learning and into the lesson? Because of how they treat the teacher and how they treat their classmates. Because when you can clearly see that a student shows no interest in what you say, and clearly they show no interest in what their classmates do or say during the lesson, of course, the student is not emotionally invested in it. And of course, the emotional engagement is not working for them. The behavioral type of student engagement. Of course, we know that behavior is a behavior, it's how the student or students conduct themselves, either by themselves or in front of the class or in front of the teacher. It's usually when students actively participate in the learning process. They show up to school or to lessons on time, they are never late, they turn in their homework or any maybe other additional assignments that you give them. And of course, they bring all of the necessary materials that they need for class, like books, copybooks, workbooks, students' books, maybe any grammar books, test books, or even just pens, pencils, rulers, and other things that they need when they work during the lesson. Of course, even when we need to use some digital resources, maybe they are obligated to bring their, maybe not laptops, but tablets, or use their mobile phones with the correct programs installed on it. But everything is everything that comes with doing what you need for the lesson to work out is behavioral type of engagement. So next we have the social type of engagement, student engagement. It's the ability for the students to work in pairs or work in small groups, or maybe not so small groups, depending on the situation, how the students are divided between themselves, or maybe you divided them into different groups, and how they can work together, how they can collaborate on projects. or maybe how they can take part in any type of a competition that happens, academic competition, once again, that happens. These are all examples of social engagements. So the student, he or she, is not just showing up to lessons, doing the homework, but they are also actively participating in any other activities that involve learning something new. So for example, taking part in competitions like, I don't know, like those quiz shows. Do you want to be a millionaire, right? So you need to answer the question to win a prize, be it money or be it something else. The physical type. Obviously, when you talk about something physical, it involves moving. So yeah, the physical type of student engagement isn't just for gym class. So it's not running, jumping, and just like, I don't know, doing something to get a grade in gym class. We can also use those opportunities to get our students moving. For example, for the primary school, we have like those breaks between the lessons where we can, or maybe at the beginning of the lesson or at the end of the lesson, where we can turn on some songs, music, and have students dance and say the words to the music. And in that song that they are singing, they learn some new words, or maybe they learn something interesting. For example, so for the English language, yeah, we have a lot of those interesting quick songs that can be used to help students learn, for example, numbers, or maybe colors, or I don't know, just like something simple. And maybe the commands, right? Stand up, sit down, turn to the left, turn to the right, and so on. So yeah, we can use those even for the students for the middle school and for high school. Don't be afraid to do so. I think students will enjoy it very much, because they sit a lot already as it is, because they have 6, 7, sometimes maybe even 8 lessons a day when it comes to high school students. And they get tired of sitting in one place too. Okay, and we have the cultural type of student engagement. It's when a classroom classroom experience is built to reflect diverse student background. So for example, maybe some of the students come from different regions of Ukraine, for example. Yeah, because of the events that happen in our country, there are a lot of families, a lot of children that were forced to move from the region they lived in to another region, and they have a completely different background, cultural background, maybe even traditional background. It's different from what your usual students have. Also, when it comes to students that migrated overseas, yeah. So, for example, when some students with their families moved to Poland, and the children and I think the parents can definitely see the difference between the backgrounds of children and of teachers, and it's all different. So yeah, it's knowing what to do, how to behave in front of all those different diverse students from different backgrounds. Be respectful, of course. And we have this phrase in English, yeah, mind your own business. Mind your own business, but also be mindful of the business of others. So don't be disrespectful, be kind, be smart, and behave in front of people and work with people, how you want them to work with you and behave towards you. Okay, so then we will talk about all of those student engagement activities and strategies. It's probably one of those more important topics that we would like to discuss today. So I will check the chat box. Yes, Kharkiv, not Kiev. Okay, I see a lot of teachers from universities joined us. From Kiev, yeah. Khmelnytsky region, okay. Hello everyone. So, strategies and activities to have students be engaged, not be engaged as getting to be married, but be engaged into the lesson, into the learning experience. So, of course, it's connecting learning to the real world. So how can we do that? We can also always say the phrase and hear the phrase. So we can hear students saying this phrase. And probably a lot of us said this phrase when we were students as well. Like, when am I going to use this? Why do I need to learn this, right? So I'm not going to be a mathematician, so why do I need to learn how to, I don't know, how to make some, how to solve some mathematical problems, right? So like, why do I need to learn this? I won't be a chemist. Why do I need to learn all of those chemical reactions, right? But sometimes that knowledge can be useful in different situations. So everything happens for a reason, right? So, for example, when we learn some type of chemical reaction during chemistry class, and then we know that we can't, for example, mix these two things together because they will create either like a poison, or you can have burns appear on your arms from working with that concoction or something like that. But yeah, and usually when students ask and say, when am I going to use this? Sorry, yes. when am I ever going to use this? Give them an answer. Whichever answer you give, it will satisfy them. Just don't leave this question unanswered. We can just even say that life is a strange thing. You might need to answer some question in English 2 weeks from now, because you will go somewhere and you will meet a tourist from Europe, and he or she is only speaking English, and they need your help, and how then will you give them an answer? So yeah, we can even tell them life happens in different ways and anything can happen. Yes, and of course, we can tell them that some of the knowledge that they get is relevant to life beyond school. Like I just gave you some examples. So how can we do that? How can we connect learning to the real world? Of course, it's relevant on-trend topics, and all of this you will see in Prepare grade 11 and Prepare grade 10. Real-life examples, recent discoveries, achievements in any type of field you would like, technology, medicine, music, literature, whatever interests your students. Of course, using collaboration, student collaboration, using collaborative work. Collaborating with small groups, within the small groups, gives students a break from going solo, because sometimes working by yourself on some assignment is not that fun. They will benefit not just from learning how to work together as a team, but they can also learn some new information from their classmates / colleagues. And of course, how can we achieve that? It's project work. Mixed media. If you attended my previous webinar from July, we talked about digital learning, right? We talked about how we can use some means of digital learning to improve our teaching and to interest, of course, our students even more. So, of course, using mixed media is giving learning content in variety of different ways. It's video, audio, digital resources. So you can use, for example, some digital platforms that allows you to work with video materials, with audio materials. If you have access to my list, if you downloaded it with all of those digital resources that I showed in my previous webinar, then you know for sure what you can use and what works here. But if we talk about what mixed media can be used, of course, it's audio, video materials from the course. Prepare has it all, has audio materials, video materials, and of course, worksheets for both of them. TED Talks, those TED Talks can be found on YouTube. Podcasts, we have out there on the internet. There are already made lists of podcasts that can be used for students with different level of knowledge. You can, of course, use those lists and pick and choose whichever podcasts will work for your students. Of course, YouTube videos, and those YouTube videos can have different topics of discussion in them. So, for example, maybe if your students are interested, the boys or maybe the girls are interested in video games, go for it. Find a suitable video that works for them about video games, or maybe one particular video game that they like, and let them work with that video. Discuss the language that is used there, or maybe use one of those, once again, digital resources that I gave you to find a worksheet, to find maybe some listening tasks about it. You have all of the resources at your disposal. Of course, presentations that you can find out there on the internet, and of course that are maybe a part of the course, of the learning course that you are using already. No, sorry, my Ukrainian is creeping in. And of course, articles about any different topics that your students interested in. In Prepare both 10 and 11, you will see a lot of articles about artificial intelligence, about some natural disasters, about even volunteering work. So you will see a lot of authentic materials that are used in the book, and they are appropriate for the students of high school, especially for Ukrainian students. We talked about having our students move, yes, so get your students moving. It can be either by playing a game where, for example, they need to pass the ball between themselves, and for example, the first student that catches the ball has to say a sentence in, for example, present perfect, yes? He passes the ball to the other student, and that other student needs to, I don't know, maybe continue talking about the same topic, or maybe create a sentence of his own, of her own, or maybe even you can have your students pass the ball and create a story about, for example, what you did last week, what you did the last weekend you were at home, or something like that. So of course, we already talked about that the students are sitting almost all of the lessons during all of the lessons that they have at school, and they have a lot of pent up energy in them, and you can channel that energy into this type of working activity. Of course, it can be some brain breaks, as in those videos that they can watch and move to, dance to. Moving stations, so you can set up your classroom if that classroom is just only yours for an English teacher, and students come to your classroom and go. You can set up different stations and have your students move from station to station depending on what they need to do. Of course, it's brainstorming. Brainstorming can be done at the blackboard. So your students come to the blackboard or to the whiteboard, and write their ideas about a topic that you're discussing, or maybe some grammar topic that you are working on, and they write their ideas on the board, or maybe you can pass them pieces of paper and they write those ideas on those pieces of paper. Then you gather them and pick and choose those thoughts, and you discuss it all together. Of course, it's splitting into groups in different ways. So they can split into groups by themselves, or they can be split into groups by you, or maybe, like, once again, drawing names out of a hat, or maybe using the word wall app program. And I probably told you about this idea. So there's this type of game on word wall. It's called Spin the Wheel, if I remember correctly. And you can write the names of your students on parts of the wheel, and you can spin the wheel, and on which name the arrow lands, then that person goes into that team, and go like that. Or even use popsicle sticks. Yeah, so write names of your students on the popsicle sticks, and for example, choose the captains or co-captains and have them draw the names. Yes, wheel of the names. Yes, yes, correct. Have those people draw the names of the people in their team. I think the creative minds of our teachers can come up with even more ideas than I have. So I will be happy to see all of your ideas and all of your thoughts about the webinar, and maybe some of the ideas you have about those activities when you fill out the feedback form that you will receive from Zoom 2 days after the webinar is finished. Okay. And of course, starting the lesson by using our hooks. And those hooks usually are called introductory hooks, sorry. Yes, because we use those hooks to introduce a topic to the classroom. Those hooks can be in any way, shape, or form you would want them to be. So sometimes we can use those hooks in forms of pictures. So maybe, for example, your next lesson with students is about, I don't know, fashion, right? And you can find some pictures from spring collection, autumn collection of 2023, and show those pictures to your students, and have them think about and discuss those pictures. What are their thoughts? What will they wear those type of clothes or not? Why? And so on and so on. So that type of a discussion will, of course, create more interest in the topic, and it will also prepare your students to work with that topic. You can also use videos. For example, a simple example. Yeah, so when we maybe talk about literature or movies, cinema, culture, for example, yeah, we can find some short videos on YouTube or maybe any other platforms that showcases, yes, yes, the title, yeah, it's partly visible because it decided to jump a little bit higher. So yeah, so it's starting the lesson with introductory hooks. You can see it right here on the screen. So you can show your students a video about cultures in different parts of the world, yeah? And you can ask your students to say what is similar to our culture, what is different from our culture, what we can maybe change, what should stay the same, and so on and so on. So audio, video, of course you can use audios and videos that are already a part of the course. So for example, in Prepare Ukrainian Edition grade 10, not 10, 11, sorry, 11, there's a topic about the future of students. And there's this audio where Daniel, if I believe correctly his name is talking about his experience, and he's asking for advice how to choose the right university where to go to in the future. And you can use an audio like that from the course to create a topic of discussion for your students, because for students in 11th grade, it's a very relevant and on-time topic to discuss. Of course, you can use stories, not just from the course, but maybe find something that is similar to the topic that you will be working on, and give your students an extract from the book or from the bigger story. Of course, you can use cartoons if they fit the topic of your lesson, and of course, pictures. And as usual, make learning a game. By doing that, you not only cultivate competitiveness, because sometimes some people say it's bad, but I think in our current world, when your students can be competitive, it's good. But please make sure that the games that you choose, they are age appropriate. They are not too childish, and they suit the personalities of your students. You can also personalize those games. So for example, you can maybe have a Monopoly game, but you can personalize it to work with your students. So for example, you can maybe change the locations to Ukrainian locations, or maybe change the currency. So yeah, about the student's book in the workbook for grade 11. Yes, it will be published. It's already in print as we speak, and it will be published and available for, once again, I forgot the word that I was supposed to use here, for to order in at the end of August. Yes, at the end of August. So be ready to see the news on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page. We will tell all of our teachers right away when they will be up for order. But yeah, in the end of August, at the beginning of September, we already sent it to the print. So yeah, they are already here, waiting to be worked with. Of course, we can personalize the games, and winners can and should get prizes. But I have a little bit of an idea how what those prizes can be. So those prizes can be these types of coupons. So for example, homework pass. So after winning a game that you decided on, the winner got the homework pass. So he or she can use this coupon whenever they maybe didn't have time to do the homework, or they were just too lazy to do homework and they decided not to do it right now. Of course, there are different types of coupons like that. So for example, you can see that we have a coupon that says let it play. Yes, choose a YouTube video to play before class starts, or maybe during the class, during the lesson. And of course, you can make your own custom classroom coupons. You can have them filled with any ideas that you have. So yeah, maybe no homework coupon, or maybe one additional point for the test. I used those types of things with my primary school students. So for example, if they gathered a certain amount of smiley faces by doing their homework, they can get one or maybe sometimes even two additional points when they write a test, or when they, for example, have some speaking assignment to do, when they, for example, have to describe themselves or their parents or something like that. And for example, if they collected 10 smiley faces, they can get one additional point added to their test. I think high schoolers will enjoy these types of coupons too, very much so. Okay, and when we talk about the Prepare Ukrainian edition, grade 10 and 11. So you are already familiar with Prepare 10 because it's already been out for more than a year at this point in time. So the components are not just student's book, workbook, teacher's book. There are also audio files, video files, additional worksheets, and of course the teacher's book. But I need to warn you that the teacher's book for both 10th and 11th grade is only a flipping book. So it's not a physical copy of the teacher's book, but only it's only up on our website. Okay, so speaking about components, so we have the teacher's book up on our website. We of course have KTP, so the lesson plans for the course. We have videos and worksheets. They are additional, the videos are a component of the course, but of course we have additional worksheets that work with those videos. And we have audio files, and we have extra practice worksheets. Those extra practice worksheets they are grammar worksheets, they are vocabulary worksheets, and they are listening worksheets. Okay, showing my contact information, but I decided to show you our website a little bit. Yeah, so Prepare is right here. Okay, can you tell me if you see the website on your screen right now? Can you tell me in the chat box? Yes, classes, okay. Okay, very good, thank you. So when we click here for teachers and we open high school and preparation for exams, we see Prepare Ukrainian Edition grade 10 and 11. So we see that it's B1 plus up to B2. So by the end of the 11th grade, your students will have level B2. And yeah, so these are all of the components. And I will show you some of the pages for the student's book and for the workbook. And of course, you can see the scope and sequence page here. So we have, as you can see, in scope and sequence, as usual, in Prepare, there are a lot of topics to cover, yeah, like 20. And as usual, when it comes to Prepare, they are divided into sections. So we have our sections. We have 5 sections that have 4 topics. In each section, we have review pages, we have culture pages, and we have life skills pages. So your students will be happy to see all of those interesting materials to work with. And of course, as usual, we have vocabulary, reading, grammar, listening, speaking, writing, and of course, video components. And if you see those green targets with arrows in them, the tasks that have those symbols close to them, they are, yeah, we have only the 5th and the 6th grade, yes, because so when it comes to choosing this course, seen as for the 10th forms, the courses are only being republished. Yes, so the books are just being printed again and again and again, but not changing. There's no competition for the 10th grades and 11th grades. So yeah, but when the time comes, I believe that Prepare is already has ref from Mon. Yes, so you can use it without any fears. It has all of the necessary documents that allows it to be used in schools. So don't worry about it. Okay, scope and sequence. Okay, because okay, so I will be opening it here like this because my Zoom keeps showing me my additional options about the demonstration of the screen, and I just can't change it that fast. Okay, so we will take a look at Prepare at one of the units, not one but 2 of the units. So for example, here we have unit 3 called All in the Mind, and I will even show you it a little bit closer. So yes, we have the vocabulary section and we start it with the discussion. And it always involves topics that were previously covered by you or by your students. About full blast. Yes, the books for the 6th graders have already been printed and they are already being sent to schools. So just be patient because not all of the books can reach their destination at once. Yes, I saw that same information too. I think there's a list of regions on MON's Facebook page of our Ministry of Education. Is a list. Is it possible to take up Prepare 10 after Karpuk and Nesvit? I think it may be possible, but it depends on your students. I think you can see, you can take it for the students of the 10th grade, because Prepare 10 is not giving that much new grammar rules. It collects all of those grammar rules and gives it in doses. So let me show you some pages a little bit further. So when we speak about grammar, because when we speak about vocabulary, I think it's very much possible. But when we talk about grammar, right? So the grammar is given in doses. For example, here we only have the grammar of phrasal verbs. And that's all of the grammar. And you have additional grammar practice exercises that you can work with. That's why I love working with Prepare when it comes to 10th grade and 11th grade, because some of my students saw the book for the 10th grade and they're like, can we look at it? Can we take a look? And they really, really liked it. And of course, this book was piloted in one of the Kyiv, in one of the schools in Kyiv, and the students were really, really happy with it. So I think you can use it. You're welcome, Tatiana. Yes. Full blast. Okay, I saw, yeah, Prepare 5 and 6. So as far as I know, as far as I'm aware, the government financed the printing of the books for the 6th graders. And those, yes, because the Full Blast and the Prepare were printed for the schools. But for the 5th grades, no, we haven't received the funding, the money from the government to print books for the 5th graders. And sadly, the only option is to buy books from us, those that we printed, or maybe buy the books from the students that are now the 6th years student. I hope so much that the books for the 5th graders will be funded, but right now, as far as I know, even the books for the 1st graders are still in question about whether they will be funded or not. So it is what it is. And we have the vocabulary section. We also have the writing section. Okay, let me check. You're welcome, everyone. So the writing section has all of different kinds of letters and texts that you can train to write. Also, let's look. Yeah, so for example, take it easy about stresses in our life. So yeah, under pressure, it's the text once again for 11th grade level C1. Okay, if your students would like to, is their purpose to prepare for the exam, or is their purpose to just remain with the level of the knowledge they have? Okay. Sorry. I can't keep up with all of the questions. Okay. Just a second. What about, yes. Yes, Olena Poltaratska. Yes, Prepare is suited for exams. There are tasks that are the same as ZNO, as NMT. You can use those books to prepare not only for our Ukrainian exams, but also for European exams. Yes. Exam preparation. Well, I think that maybe it would be better to use. I have. Maybe they should use the line English in use. Yes, so the Murphy books. But as for the courses, maybe you should look into new close-up from National Geographic Learning or any of the newest, yes, some of the newest National Geographic Learning courses. They are very interesting. Yes, because I know that the new close-up is very fun and very interesting. Also, Think from Cambridge also will work. So yeah, but of course, choose the appropriate level for your students. Yeah, on screen, yes, on screen will work very well too. You can use those courses from National Geographic Learning and from Cambridge because they have all of the additional online platforms that can be used along with the course. And why I like New Close-Up and the National Geographic Learning courses also for the higher levels, because there are a lot of video materials, especially the TED Talks that can be used for students to work with. And it's always interesting and on time trending topics that are covered in those books. Yes. On screen destinations, yes, upstream, yeah. So you choose something from National Geographic Learning. If you want to, you can text me or with my contact mobile phone, and I will put you in touch with Irina Malerova, with our once again, I forgot the word. I will put you in touch with Irina Malerova, who is our National Geographic Learning methodologist, and she will tell you a little bit more in depth about all of those things. About the workbook, I will show you the workbook. Sorry, I will show you the workbook because I'm really, really happy with Prepare because I enjoy working with this course a lot. So yeah, yes, close-up is very nice, yes. But Think from Cambridge is very nice too, so check it out also, but of course it's up to you what course you will choose. So yeah, the workbook helps with, as you can see, with the exam tips. So there's this interesting section, yeah? So the tips, how to complete the exam tasks, how to improve your work with exam tasks. And the tasks are usually closer to their variations in exams. So yeah, you can use it. And same here. Yes, so for example, fill in the blanks in the text. Match the highlighted words, list the words, and so on and so on. And I also wanted, yeah, I saw the roadmap. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me if you... Okay. Yes, thank you, Sri. Because sometimes when you say that people are engaged, a lot of people think they are engaged to be married. So yeah, I made myself clear on that. Okay. For the students of medical college, well, it also depends on your aims, so to speak. Yeah. Do you want your students to work with the medical terms more, or just improve their general English? Because yeah, it also depends on what you want them to work with. Can you tell me if you see the KMP player page on your screens? No. Okay. Let me check. Okay. Okay. Can you see it now? Yes. Okay. So I will hide myself. Okay. Yes. Let me check. Chat box. No. Okay. Okay. So was the video visible? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Because I think the KMP player is not compatible with Zoom, so I had to hide myself so you can see the video. So yeah, remember I told you that uh, prepare for the 10th grade was piloted in one of the schools in Kiev. So yeah, you probably saw some posts on our Facebook if you follow our page. So yeah, students enjoy it very much because the topics that are covered in prepare are interesting and they are on time. They are very new and fresh, so to speak. I will give myself a little bit of a advertisement. I was seen, yeah, because I couldn't see myself on the screen. Yes, thank you, Tatiana, thank you so much. So once again, I will click through the arrows popping up. I will show my contact information if you need maybe any help. So once again, let me remind you that prepare 10. Thank you, Oksana. The teacher's book for grade 6 on our site. Oh, because the 6th grades, we are moving them from the pilot pages to the regular pages. So maybe not everything is up on the website right now. So let me check. Can you see my screen right now? Yeah. Yeah. So let me check, because sometimes, yeah, because we are moving the 6th grades from the pilot project up to here, up to the regular classes. So maybe not all of the materials are up here right now. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so the teacher's book is not up here right now, but it will be changed. Yes, there is a webinar, the recording of my webinar on our YouTube channel. It's on our YouTube channel. I will even show you once again. Oh, okay. My Zoom decided to not let me show you some of the other pictures. Okay, so just 1 second. YouTube, my dear friend YouTube, and all of the other teachers' dear friend YouTube. Okay, so let's see. Linguist. Yeah, here. It's right here. So yeah, if you want to have a list of the digital resources that was available for those who registered, and maybe you weren't registered for the webinar, you can call me, text me, and I will share that list with you. It's no problem at all. So yeah, once again, going back to the contact information, that's how you can contact me, and you can write to my email, you can call me, you can text me on Viber, on Telegram, and I will share my digital resources with you. About the certificates, once again, you will receive in two to 3 days, you will receive the usual certificate with the time already mentioned in it, but hopefully in 2 weeks time we will be giving you the certificate for this webinar with the numbers, with the correct number. Okay, and as usual, thank you all for being here with me, for bearing with me for more than an hour. Hopefully the information was useful for you. It was maybe not a perfect ending for the summer, but maybe a perfect start to try something new and to use new courses in your work. Because a lot of the students say that it's boring, we want something new. I think Prepare for 10th and 11th grade covers it. Okay, thank you all once again for being here with me, and I will see you very, very soon. I will let you on a little secret. I will be in attendance of back to school events for MM publications. So you can catch me there later on in the month. And I will be happy to share some information about teaching students grammar in middle school, and I will be also talking about a little bit of the additional components for the full blast course. So yeah, you can catch me there this month too. Everyone have a great day, have a great evening, and I will see you all very, very soon at back to school events from MM Publication, and have a good rest of the summer. Enjoy the last 3 days before the school starts. And goodbye.